or Bill. Okay.
Bad time? Did I get you bad time?
Well, no, no, it's okay. How can I help you, Bill?
No, I just wanted to say hello, see how you doing. Maybe I got you at a bad moment. I just wanted to, remember I told you a long time ago I wanted to do an interview with Arthur Denchfield.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's true. You did.
I did. Yeah.
This is a good time.
Oh well, if you don't think it is, then it's not.
Yeah, because I'm in the middle of trying to get signed back into Hulu, and then they're saying I have the wrong password, and I'm kind of upset about all this. I have to repeat myself, and it's just an amazing situation. But,
yeah.
Go ahead, Rob.
No, I just wanted. Oh no, just wanted to fill you in. I set up Clint Hill, the Secret Service agent who was Jackie Kennedy's bodyguard. You're gonna laugh. I found his. I said,
okay.
This is the guy who was, went with the JFK to the hospital when he died. He lost his cell phone, and I found it for him. You're gonna laugh.
Wow! How did you find it?
Isn't that weird? Let me tell you how the story was. I set up an interview with him for next Friday, and I wanted to confirm it since I hadn't heard back from him and the co-author of the book he wrote. He wrote a couple of books with Lisa McCubbin. So I call his number. I have his cell phone number. I called it, and, no answer. Okay, I hung up. Then maybe 10 minutes later, I get a phone call from him, or apparently him. And so I answer it, and there's this guy with an Oriental voice saying, "Hi, I get called. I have passenger. He forgot phone." I'm like, okay, wow, yes. He's a very, very nice man. Yes, please. Yeah, give me your telephone number. Where are you located right now? So he turns out he's in San Francisco, and I actually had his. I got the guy's number, and then I called Lisa McCubbin, and I sent her an email, and I said, "Look, Mr. Hill lost his phone, and it's with this taxi driver." And so, long story short, they recovered it. It wouldn't. It's funny, but here I'm in Peru. I should start a business.
I think this is a very auspicious beginning for you.
Yes, Arthur, you're right. I thought the same because what happened was that, I do this thing, and this it's a very interesting interview, and I tried to set up one with Donald Trump, of course, and won't that be interesting? And but I'm hoping that I'm starting to do interviews with different people, and there's a couple of people. Right now there's a show called the Hagman Report, which is enormous. It's like the biggest blog talk radio show in the world, and I'm starting to schedule guests with them. I scheduled somebody with Roger Stone, for example. Now he's not with Hagman, but he's on InfoWars, and so I have two people that I'm scheduling, and one was a Secret Service agent that was never wants to get a pardon from President Trump. He was on the name to the White House detail by John F. Kennedy, and then he saw he was black, saw all this racist treatment, mistreatment, all the bad attitudes, drunkenness, just womanizing, getting drunk all the time, and so he was really disappointed. And when Kennedy got shot, he wanted to go to the Warren Commission and testify against about all the bad things he saw in the Secret Service. And so they found out, and they framed him, and they put him into jail. And so it was really a terrible thing. His name is Abraham Bolden, and he and I are in touch. And so I want Roger Stone knows his case, and I actually was able to speak to somebody who's a high-level African American, a famous guy, and he said he would call the White House for me for this client, for this friend, and so they did, but it's too late. It's like a few days before the inauguration. So long story short, they find out that it's only waiting for the president's signature. So Donald Trump in Black History Month could pardon and expunge this African American Secret Service agent who's really a hero, and he went to jail. Remember the lady Secret Service agent in charge of the Denver Secret Service office who says she would not take a bullet for the president? And terrible. And so he went to jail to denounce people who did this, who said the same thing. He ended up going to jail, getting framed, and then the witness recanted his testimony. Really terrible. So, but no, it's just, and so anyway, there's funny things that happen, you know. So I'm just writing that right now. I'm going by the Russian embassy of all places, and
really, Russian embassy right
literally. Yes, I just salute. This is funny. Without thinking, I just saluted one of the National Police diplomatic security officers who are, you know, they carry submachine guns. Very nice. And I just saluted one. I don't know, just one of those things that comes out of me. My midshipman's experience in our OTC comes back. Arthur, that's as close as I ever got to the Marines, buddy, was a Navy ROTC midshipman, 1 year. But anyway, so this is all interesting. So and you know, and you're my first interview, Arthur. And I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about myself. It's pretty pathetic. The interviewer, instead of asking about the interviewee, he talks about himself. That's pretty selfish. But anyway, but you know, you're a good sport. You have a good sense of humor.
Look, I don't know if you saw my. You give me a list, aren't you?
Of course.
I sent an email about the Super Bowl 51, about Lady Gaga. Her patriotic songs helped the Patriots win. Did you get that?
No, I didn't see it. I got to look at that, Arthur. That's a good one, man. That was an amazing thing. She did well, didn't she?
She did very well. I made a video out of it. The video is regarding Super Bowl 51. Patriotic Lady Gaga helped the Patriots. That was the basic title. And,
great.
And of course, later I heard, you know, that she was promoting LGBT and all that. So that when I sent these things out, I first have the axiom. But this is a very interesting axiom. I think it's the Holy Spirit behind it. The axiom goes like this. The first line, God's rights trump all rights. That's the major premise. That's the major God's rights trump all rights. And, of course, Trump, you know. That's
right.
Great use of the word Trump.
Right.
The second line is evil has no rights.
Yeah.
And that's in bold. And then the third line is abortion, communism, LGBT, and same-sex union are intrinsically evil. And then the final line is abortion, communism, LGBT, and same-sex union have no rights. In other words, it's logic. You can't escape the logic because you have the major, the minor, and then the conclusion. And then I have the video.
Great.
In the video, I explained
Thomistic theology. I love it, Arthur.
It was a miracle.
Yeah, I didn't see the game. Also, was it well? I heard that they were down. They were down, and then they made this tremendous pass to the end zone.
They were down 25 points. They were down 25 points. It was 28 to 3.
Wow.
When the halftime came, and here's what happened. I'll give it to you in a nutshell.
Yeah.
What happened was Lady Gaga, she flew like an eagle. I mean, she flew like an eagle to the top of the Astrodome, you know, with a thing, a wire. I mean, and it made her look like she was flying up. She flew all the way to the top, and the Astrodome opened the top. They opened the top of the Astrodome so you could actually see the stars.
Wow.
And she sang "God Bless America." And
wow. I didn't know that.
I could sense the angels coming down from heaven and saying, "We got to help Tom Brady out here. He's in trouble." Because, you know, the whole thing was because Trump, he said Brady by 8 points, but he was behind 25 points. So I figured the angels, they must have had a discussion in heaven, but they needed some kind of a sign, a green light, and the sign was the Astrodome top opened, so that they could literally come down. But when they wouldn't come down until she said, "God bless America," that was the green light. And then they all came down, and they really got busy.
Arthur, that is great, man. Arthur, I got to put this on YouTube. This is going to be one of my first videos from Ocaso Media, Best Book Network, and And listen, I hope this thing with Hulu was not in vain.
But look, the turning point, Bill. One of the turning points was there was a Patriot called Edelman. He was thrown a pass by Tom Brady. Edelman, the pass to Edelman was deflected by a Atlanta Falcon, and the ball went up in the air. And so you had 3 Atlanta Falcons going up for the ball, and 1 Patriot going up to the ball, like in basketball. But the Patriot caught the ball. Edelman brought the ball into his chest, but as he fell down to the ground, the ball fell out of his hand, but it didn't hit the ground.
Oh, wow!
It hit his foot. I mean, the ball landed on his foot. And even the commentators are saying, we can't believe what we're seeing.
And then what happened? Then he picked it up again? He picked it up?
And he grabbed it and he saved it. I mean, he didn't hit it. He caught the pass. It was a long pass, but there were all these guys around, and the pass was deflected. And the guy who did the main deflection, he couldn't believe that this was caught after everything happened. And that, to me, was a miracle. A miracle is like, a small miracle, but it's still a miracle.
Oh, it's pretty big. But Arthur, did he then get a touchdown?
Eventually it led to a touchdown. Yeah.
Right, because they kept it in play in possession.
Right.
Yeah.
They kept it in play in possession, and then they had another thing going. They evened the score so that they could play overtime, and then they had this 2-point conversion or whatever. I couldn't believe all the things that were going. And of course, that must have been somewhat nerve-wracking for Tom Brady to be behind 25 points.
Oh, it's amazing. I don't think, Arthur, had they ever had a come-from-behind upset like that in Super Bowl history? I mean, that's one of a very few.
I don't believe. No, not only have they not had a come-from-behind like that, but that's the fifth Super Bowl title that the Patriots got. And what was I going to say? The headline of the Miami Herald was a comeback for the ages. A comeback for the ages.
Wow.
And guess what? I had on the video I made. I had the front page of the Miami Herald on the tray of Notre Dame tray that we have here, and then I took the paper down. And I said there are two comebacks we're talking about. One is the one from New England Patriots. 25-point spread they made up and they gained. The other comeback was, and I took the newspaper down, and all of a sudden you see Trump, Commander-in-Chief from the Newsweek magazine. They have a tremendous picture of Trump there. And I said, this is their second great comeback. Trump, this thing with Trump and the Patriots was, they were in tandem. It was important for the Angels to guarantee that the Patriots win in order for Trump's prediction to come true.
Good for them, yeah. Oh man, that's something. Let me tell you, it came at a good moment. He really needed it. He's been this Supreme Court or this Ninth Circuit Court decision was it's such a disgrace.
It is. It's like even the Republicans are really abandoning him. Some have, and I found out that Senator John McCain and a number of other Republicans are receiving donations from George Soros.
Oh,
that's
I heard that. Terrible.
George Soros is giving money to a whole list of Republicans.
Sure, that's why this guy is the villain in chief of the United States, George Soros. He should be stripped of his citizenship.
And will not he's a wanted man. Soros is wanted in Russia. He cannot put his foot in Russia without being arrested. That's the latest I heard.
Well, let me tell you something. I think he's such a villain. He wants open societies, legalized drugs. What is this? This guy wants utter social anarchy. You know why? He probably says, hey, there's all sorts of ways I'm going to take advantage of it. Maybe he's got the certain position on gold when it's going to mean that at a certain moment, things are just going to hell in a handbasket, and he's laughing all the way to the bank. And meanwhile, what is it doing to nations?